السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم في منتدى اليابان لتقنية الإلكترونيات من أجل التنمية المستدامة الذي يستضيفه بنك الدوحة. Hello and welcome to Japan Electronics Technology Forum for Sustainable Development hosted by Doha Bank. في البداية نود أن نتوجه بالشكر والامتنان للسادة مجلس إدارة بنك الدوحة الموقرين والإدارة التنفيذية على دعمهم اللامحدود لتنظيم هذا المنتدى. ويشرفنا في هذا المنتدى ضيف الشرف السيد ريمي روحاني المدير العام في غرفة التجارة والصناعة في قطر. كما يشرفنا اليوم سعادة السفير الياباني تشينغو تسودا وممثلين عن وزارة الاقتصاد والتجارة والصناعة في اليابان. First, we would like to thank the bank's board of directors and the executive management for their support in the organization of this forum. We would like to thank our chief guest tonight, Mr. Rimi Rouhani, Director General, Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We would like to thank our chief guest, His Excellency Mr. Tsingu Tsuda, Japanese Ambassador and representatives of Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry from Japan. سيناقش متحدثونا الكرام عددا من المواضيع ذات الصلة بالتطوير المستدام للتكنولوجيا اليابانية وبالإنابة عن بنك الدوحة. يسرنا التوجه بالشكر والتقدير للضيوف الكرام والمتحدثين المدعوين لتواجدهم معنا اليوم. Today's speakers address topics related to sustainable development in Japan electronics technology. On behalf of Doha Bank, we thank all the guests and the invited speakers for being here today. سنبدأ ندوتنا اليوم بكلمة للدكتور سيتارامان الرئيس التنفيذي لمجموعة بنك الدوحة، وهو من أبرز الشخصيات في المجال المصرفي في الشرق الأوسط، وخبيرا اقتصاديا الذي حقق نجاحا باهرا لإسهاماته في الأعمال المصرفية والتجارة والاستثمار والاقتصاد والبيئة والمسؤولية الاجتماعية والأعمال الخيرية. وقد نال الدكتور سيتارامان العديد من شهادات الدكتوراه من جامعات رائدة في أنحاء العالم، بما في ذلك درجة الدكتوراه من الحوكمة العالمية من الجامعة الأوروبية، ودرجة الدكتوراه في القانون من كلية واشنطن. We will start with a short statement from Doha Bank Group CEO Dr. R. Sitaraman, the Group Chief Executive Officer. He is a prominent personality in the banking industry of Middle East and an economist who has achieved remarkable success for his contributions to banking, trade, investment, economics, environment, social responsibility, and philanthropy. He is a recipient of multiple doctorates from leading universities of the world, including a PhD in global governance by European University and doctorate of laws by Washington College. Please welcome Dr. R. Sitaraman.
Your Excellency, Japanese Ambassador to Qatar, Mr. Tsingu Tsuda, Mr. Remi Rouhani, the Director General of the Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all for this interesting and very important forum. It's an extraordinary relationship between Qatar and Japan. I was just a few minutes before this session, I was talking to the ambassador and the Director General of Chamber of Commerce. And Mr. Remi Rouhani has mentioned the relationship is a special love. It's a pure chemistry in terms of bilateral relationships. It's an extraordinary friendship. Qatar-Japan friendship is something very unique. Perhaps it's worth mentioning at this juncture. A friend true to his character and commitment. Japanese are the first one to recognize in 1972 the diplomatic relationship of Qatar. And also, in terms of recognizing the market opportunities, and they're the first one to have the LNG import from Qatar. The bilateral relationship is not only a trade or investment, banking and finance, it's a warm and true reflection of character and commitment. And that's what we need to recognize this. This is a very special relationship. That's why I endorse the statement of Mr. Remy. It's a true friendship. Reflecting the numbers, it is worth mentioning. 38 billion is the current bilateral relationship in terms of trade. When progressive opportunities are being created, the last 3 years itself, 31 billion it was in 2011, it went to 37 billion in 2012, and 38 is what is coasting along, and 2014 numbers is still I haven't got, and perhaps it's moving up in the right direction. The Tube Electric Power, it consigned its first relationships to import. In substance, it has opened the gate for global partnership for Qatar. Even today, the Japanese are the prime mover in terms of recognizing the natural resources of Qatar and also supporting in its economic progression. It is Ras Al Khaimah industrial estate is fully commissioned by, to start with, the industrial infrastructure has been provided by Japanese architecture. And there are growing a partnership in terms of Mitsui OSK, plus again, we have Tokyo Electric Power, Chubb, Mitsui, Hitachi. The Japanese companies are trendsetters in recognizing the changes in multiple form and substance, and they are forging relationship with Qatar time and again. I was talking to the ambassador about double taxation. He said it is coming up. The GCC-wide, they are also talking about a free trade agreement. And this friendship is a true reflection of character, as I mentioned, when we had this major disaster way back in 2011 at Fukushima. Qatar gesture was very unique, and they signed additional support in building this partnership. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And that's what the reflection we are seeing today. While the changes which are happening in the global map is visible, the world at large is still reeling under pressure. IMF has recently predicted the global growth is between 3.3 to 3.5%. They revised it in last spring meeting in May. Thereafter in October, when we all attended the International Monetary Fund meeting in October, the global growth was different. With the reflection of commodity prices, oil is quoting, Brent is today around $58, and New Mexico US crude is around $52. Same time, the economic progression of the given Gulf states is not to be unduly underestimated. You have to actually understand the sustainability is still there in real order. Even taking into account oil at 55 on an average, 6 states put together can report sustainable economic momentum. They can report current account surplus. They can still report over 1.7 trillion as the gross domestic product and generate not necessarily huge fiscal surplus, current account surplus, we can visibly bring in to double digits. That's the level of financial stability we are talking about. America is said to be in the right direction. Therefore, yesterday when the employment numbers, jobless claims, it has reduced, and job creation was visibly showcasing that America is said to be normalizing its overall economic momentum. We even foresee by second or third quarter we will have interest hike. The liquidity crisis moved into a funding crisis. Funding has become a solvency and sovereign crisis in Europe, which is visibly on account of the new development in Greece. There are contentious issues between Greece and the rest of the enlarged Europe. But the global growth, if you look at it, advanced economies are still going to report between 2.2 to 2.4%, while the Middle East and North Africa is going to generate between 3.3 to 3.4%, and BRIC and emerging markets should be reporting not less than 4.3 to 4.5%. But at the same time, globally, the liquidity has changed today. As we generously call Abenomics in Japan, Japan has set in a new kind of economic momentum by improving the liquidity. Japanese economy should be growing not less than 1 to 2%. Financial markets today is going through extraordinary volatility. When you print money, what happens is it increases the money supply, currency gets weakened. That is useful for export-driven economies like Japan. Japan has set in right kind of economic fundamentals to pull the economy out of the technical recession. World at large, if you look at the bigger picture today, the liquidity is getting fixed. Americans have printed through quantitative easing. Money supply was increased the liquidity. Stock market has been getting momentum. European Central Bank is going to still print trillions of dollars. We are talking about 60 billion per month. ECB has announced a couple of weeks before. That's again gaining momentum. The Japanese have got Abenomics to substantiate that their economy can create enough momentum and financial stability. They should be doing not less than 1% growth. And the global growth, if you look at it, China is slowing down, and India is sustaining its 6.3 to 6.5% economic momentum. But world at large, if you look at the bigger picture, we need more global partnership. With that perspective in mind, we thought it's appropriate to bring in the Technology Forum. The financial markets itself is to get reorganized. At the same time, global partnership at every single sectoral level, we need to create every single country which needs to redefine the business model. Qatar, with its enlightened vision, has set in new set of governance to bring in global partnership to new world order. And will intensify the relationship between Japanese and Qataris. While we see the opportunities in terms of Japanese technology, its healthcare, its security, its biometrics, there are multiple reasons why we should recognize Qatar technology and Japanese technology can converge to create smart cities. Here are the opportunities with the enlightened vision Qatar has set in. With Qatar growth in the urban development and the non-hydrocarbon not less than 8 to 9%, we see a bigger opportunity to converge and create partnership between technology companies from Japan and Qataris companies in terms of joint venture and investment partnership. That's precisely the reason why we have called you all. I'm sure the enlightened speakers have got a lot to offer for you to think about what sort of various opportunities in multiple segments, and how do we converge, how do we make sure this partnership is going to enlighten new business opportunities, new business model for us to see through value behind your business. And that is the very purpose of our interface today. I welcome once again one and all for this interesting and exciting session, and I'm sure you will find it more useful for building this partnership. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.